Hey guys, so I'm about to head into work, and as always, I have a couple things that I want to talk about. So I had something that I wanted to say, and then I hopped on Facebook for a quick second, and I saw my mom put the, I don't know why this is like a trend lately with her, but she will repost other people trying to sell like hot meals out of their kitchen. I hope you guys know that that's illegal. Like, not like you can, from what I understand, you can sell baked goods from your home kitchen in this area, so long as it doesn't surpass a certain dollar amount, I think is what it is. It's either dollar amount or volume or something like that. You can sell that without a license. Okay, just like you could kind of sell like eggs on the side of the road and bread on the side of the road kind of thing. That's legal. But selling ready to eat hot meals like steak and chicken parmesan and things like that, nope, you gotta have permits. So what are we doing? She just keeps posting these like reposts of other just normal people that are selling stuff out of their home kitchens, no permits, no food service background, no nothing. And I'm just like, oh mom, what are we doing? But anyway, so that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about, now that most of you are gone, is so this last year or whatever, no, honestly the last 3 years, I've really been through it. Like, and I'm not like super open about that on here, but like this has been a really good outlet for me mentally, and I like to talk about a bunch of superficial stuff on here because it still makes me feel connected and like it matter and like whatever. But I've been really going through it, and I've had just an incredibly hard time in other areas of my life. And what's interesting is there will be people throughout this entire 3-year process or whatever that will like hang out with me, see me, like be a good friend of mine, and then maybe we'll go a few months without seeing each other, and then they'll see me again and they'll be like, wow, you really aged. For whatever reason, they feel the need to comment on my appearance. Like, yes, I realize that I'm aging really fast. First off, why do you have to tell me? I don't know. Second, you don't go through hell and back unscathed, right? You don't do that without scars. And what I think is more important to me is I didn't just like these permanent bags and the lines and the whatever that are on my face now that weren't 2 years ago, right? These bags that are from, just 20-hour days working, and like when I'm not working, I'm having a mental crisis, because I'm just going through so much and things like that. Like, those were made, don't get me wrong, and I know where they were made from. But what's more important to me is I lost a part of me that I'll never get back. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I'd be going through what I went through, I would have told you that you're a liar. Because the 3 years ago me, who thought she was tough and thought she had been through it and thought like I had a bad childhood and therefore I've been through it and therefore like I'm better now, like whatever, had no idea what was coming for her. Had no idea. That naivete, that innocence, that like niceness and peppy attitude that I had all the time, the little pep in my step, all of that, I lost. Okay? It's gone. Okay? And unfortunately, that version of me, I'll never get back. So it's more than just like the lines on my face and the bags under my eyes and the fact that I look older. As a person, I am a completely different person than I was. And that, to me, matters way more than the changes in my appearance. But like I said, you don't go through hell and back unscathed. What I survived should not be discounted or discredited. Especially with something so superficial as, oh, your appearance changed. No shit. Like, what did you expect it to stay the same? Regardless of everything that I went through, people age anyway. So at some point I was going to get there, I do feel like I've aged faster than other people my age. Because I see 27-year-olds walking around that don't look anywhere near as old as I do. Maybe that's just me self-conscious, being self-conscious and subconscious and like insecure, but I don't know. feel like what I have been through has changed me significantly. And I'm working on it. I'm working on getting back. I'm working on getting parts of myself back. But like I always like to say, there is no healed, there's no fixed, there's no like better if you, I mean there's better, but there's no like best, if you will. Like, I'm not gonna hit my peak or whatever. What I'm gonna do is continue growing and continue learning and continue working on myself, and hopefully, you know, there's no major setbacks like that. There'll always be some setbacks and relapses in mental health and things like that, but hopefully there won't be what I went through again. With any luck, because I barely survived it the first time. So, but yeah, it's supposed to change you. Because if it didn't change me, I wouldn't be here. You know, the younger me couldn't have survived what I went through. And that's not me playing the victim. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I played just as much a part in what happened to me as everybody else involved. So, it's just as much my fault as I can blame anybody else's who was involved. So I don't see myself as a victim. And that's not what I meant by that. I just meant that sometimes life takes something beautiful and crushes it to turn it into something else. And maybe, hopefully that something else ends up being beautiful in an entirely different way. But we'll see. I'm a work in progress.